welcome to this interview and talk together with Joanna Sieradzan from Poland. And you are actually in Poland at the moment, so we're talking through Zoom, like many people have learned throughout the last year to Zoom communicate. And my name is Lotta Ahlvar from Design Sweden, and I will be your interviewer and your co-partner, because we will also use the cards to do some interviews. So a warm welcome to you.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here with you online, but still I'm very happy to. Okay, so how you can see, this is my main product from the Svarog furniture. Svarog is my brand. I established Svarog after a couple of years working in exhibition companies, but I decided to make my furniture, to try and make my own brand. And the main the motto of this is wild at heart and peaceful at home, because I really want to make design which brings something to the interior, which make it more, I don't know, not only beautiful like the visual, but also brings something with emotional, with something, gives something, something to your soul. If you can find it, of course, in the furniture, because somebody could likes it and somebody not, and it's normal. Every feedback is very, very good and welcome. This is the wolf. It's made with plywood, natural, but very, very nice material. You can do everything what you want. I like it also like a graphic design, because I combined somehow the graphic design and the visual, the object design in this furniture. You can see this. This is Klo, a small coffee table. It also has connection with Slavic culture and nature, because there is a legend about the witch that has a small cottage. It's based on the Klo. So it's like this. There is a raven, hanging lamp. And it's the raven are in many cultures around the world the bird that is that brings messages between two worlds, the world of ghosts and the worlds of people. And just maybe add one word about how it started. I just want to show my furniture to have the possibility to check if there is how it will be. To show it to sorry to people around the world, and I decided to go with my little boy, because I was a young mother for the Salone Satellite in 2016, and show my first collection. There was this furniture you can see on the picture. I was there like a wolfy mother with sitting on a wolf chair with my little boy.
It's a beautiful stand.
Thank you.
You have worked with set design.
And I back to Milano at 2019 with my also partner, the producer. And then I have possibility to show more, to show new pieces of furniture, to show also the other collection you can see on the right side that was made of offcuts. So it is quite. I try to make it very environment friendly, to reuse some offcuts and make some quite simple but nice furniture. And just go. Svarog new products. There is, for example, roots, the coffee table, and lamp combining together. And deer armchair, my favorite one. It's asymmetrical chair made with I think so 62 elements, different elements. and this is Villa rocking chair. It's really nice rocking. You can sit it. It's very comfortable. It's good for your pelvis if it's after a day of the work. And I think that's it about my furniture. I just want to make something to enrich somehow the interiors of my clients with the design, to bring some value, to move emotional if it's possible. This is my aim. And somehow I dream about to make it possible to work like this in the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your wonderful work with us. I'm impressed. I have one question. It's regarding the logo type, Svarog. What does it mean in English?
Svarog, it's the name of the Slavic gods, Svarog.
Okay.
And it's the god of the handcrafts, and it's like a bird with the wings that are with fire on the wings. So it's, yeah, but it's Slavic god, one of the main of Slavic gods.
Thank you for telling the story. Playing, asking questions through playing with some cards.
Okay.
I will read you a question. And, the first question is, what has been your favorite project ever?
I think it's Villa rocking chair.
Okay.
That I show you on the presentation, because it's also connected with my huge passion, dancing. And Villa is like a bit dancing, like rocking from side to side. And a lot of people said that it's visible that I'm used to dance a lot, and somehow it's in this.
I'm so curious. When you sit in the chair, is it like, does it move really well, or because it looks very flexible, the chair?
It moves very gentle, just a little bit. It depends how much you need, or
because it's made out of bent wood, so you would get full flexibility, I guess.
Yeah. But it's very stable. Like you can sit just stable, but you can also
still you're dancing.
Yes.
Probably that's what everybody needs now after being on Skype and endless of meetings, just sitting still. So
that's true.
It's a good choice, I think. So you're going to pull me a card, but I have a helper who's reading the questions. So
thank you, helper.
What is your favorite material?
I'm normally not taking part in talks like this, but I am a trained designer. My background is in textile and fashion. So I guess I can only say textile. I think textile is such a wonderful material, and it's also brought wealth to economy and to business. And the only thing I think today, it's very sad, since textile, especially made in the garment industry, throughout so many low price companies, I think we're not feeling really the value of textile. We're also talking in this design talks with two textile designers, and they both decided to work on silk. So we will have a talk about textiles later. But I think really good textiles, they are fantastic. And also the idea that you can wear something until it's almost completely worn out, and then you can make a rag. So, I mean, it's still there. It never wears out, really. And today, the possibility of reusing textiles is so big. I mean, you can do almost anything with new techniques for textiles. So I would have to say textiles. And also you can make textiles from wood. So, so we have something in common. Okay, ready for the next one?
Yes, I'm ready.
Yeah? Why do you want to work with design?
Why? It's, I think that it's just really deep inside me that I cannot work with design. It's like sometimes my partner said, maybe you should do something different. And I said, No, I can't. I just really, I don't know how to say it. You feel it when you are a designer that you just has to do this. There are some projects, some ideas inside of you, and you just need to make it.
But have you
go
always
outside.
worked? Have you always worked with design, or did you have another profession before?
This is a quite interesting question because I've always dreamed when I was a child to be an actress or a dancer, and after that, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But also I was drawing a lot. I do some small projects, and I decided to go to the Academy of Fine Arts. And after that, everything combined. I tried to work like a dancer. I tried to work like a designer. Then after that, I become a mother, so I have to choose. And that was
But
the
you were
design.
working within the creativity field.
Yes,
with art and expression, and I think you express something with design, and through your body you might express maybe sometimes the same thing. I almost ended up being a lawyer, so
wow.
I'm happy I did not.
Wow.
So it's your turn to give me a question, and I ask my helper again.
Who do you create for?
Oh, I don't really work as a professional designer at the moment. Sometimes I cheat. Sometimes you're asked to do something, or you do a project just for the fun of it yourself. It's been quite a few years since I did a professional project, and then I actually made a chair.
Wow.
Yeah, and I had a prototype of that chair. It's a lounge chair that you're supposed to be just in the summer, and it was easy to make the prototype through a carpenter with the idea, and I was very much inspired with the Swedish Grace and the Swedish functionalist area in the 30s. So it's also in bent wood, but it looks like a deck chair on something on a cruiser, like on a cruiser line. So it's a bit retro. And then I had a producer do it in metal. So it's something you could actually have inside or outside all year around. And it was selling for a while, which was nice. But I still need to buy one for myself. I never did that, so I might have to ask them to give me a good price on it or something.
Yes.
So, but for me, working as the chairman for Design Sweden, I think whatever, I mean, since I have been working so many years within the field of textile and especially in the fashion and design, I know a lot of people, and I also have a lot of experience. So for me, the most important thing I can do now is to share my knowledge, and also within this organization, which is for professional designers, and to help them to make their conditions better and so on. So I think, well, what I'm striving for at least is to make the world a little bit better for designers.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's where my fire is. So I'll give you another card.
Thanks.
And if we asked your first boss to describe you, what would he or she say?
Oh, okay. I have great boss. That was when I was studying at academy, and actually I was working as a graphic designer, not a furniture designer. And maybe what he said about me, that I'm learning quite fast, I think so, because I was like totally beginner when I started to work with him, and after a couple months I really can do like everything he needs to. So yeah, I really love to learn, and I hope I will till my death still learn something new. So I think maybe this is that.
I'm proud because I'm still friend of my first boss, and my first real boss within the design world was Margareta van den Bosch, who is the head designer, or used to be the head designer of H&M. So, and I think she still likes me, even if I know she thinks I'm sometimes very stubborn, and I still am. So,
but it's good to be stubborn sometimes.
Okay, so it's your turn to give me a question.
Okay.
Complete the sentence. The biggest challenge in my career.
The biggest challenge in my career, yes, since I'm grown older and more mature, maybe. I think working too much has really been something. I'm very devoted in what I do. So I think over the years, sometimes I really worked a lot because I had the passion of changing things. But now I become more, how should I say, aware of myself and time, and also I think sustainability is not only about making recyclable furniture or clothing. I think it's the whole society to find somewhere how you can work and how you really can manage over the years as being in this design field. And I think it's not really easy to be within the field of design. Many people freelance, and it's not always easy to get your you get your daily bread. So
that's true.
Try to be nice to yourself a little bit also. So sorry to disappoint everybody, but sustainability I think is something you really need to, and also if you have employees, so you have to really make sure that they have the passion to do this for a long time.
Yes, that's beautiful what you said.
You have an idea? What is your biggest challenge in your career?
My biggest challenge also, like you said, because I used to work like really a lot during the nights, like every day. And I really need to find a balance between it, between the couple roles you have in life, like your family, your work, your passion, and it's very difficult. And also to have really to somehow be honest with yourself, like to what you do, and still has passion in this.
It is difficult, and I saw the picture you showed with your child on the way to Milan.
Yes.
So I mean, you want to have a career and you want to have a family, and some years are really tough. That's for sure. Yeah,
it's very difficult. People said that I'm crazy. Come on, how it could be possible to go there with the small child?
Okay, I will read you a new question. Are you prepared?
Thank you.
Do you prefer to work alone or together?
Both, I dream to, yes, both. Sometimes I really like to just do some ideas on my own, like I get up at the night and I have, yes, this is that, and then I have to draw, I have to do something, I'm sure, but I really dream to have people that I could work with. Now I work alone, and I really miss that energy of people, of inspiration to inspire each other. So I really, really dream about it, to have more people around me, maybe design studio, but it is like a really huge dream. But yeah, we will see. Or just to work with the people. Yes, for me it's very important because I feel quite alone.
Oh, you want to hear your question to me then?
Yes.
Name a person who has deeply affected your career.
Oh, I already mentioned one person very important to me, and that was Margareta van der Bos, my first boss. Margareta van der Bos. I think she was very important to me because when I was asked to work for H&M, because they actually telephoned me and I gave an interview, and they said, well, okay, we want to hire you. I think it's very important that you get this first job because it gives you lots of confidence. But I think there has been so many people actually, and it's been in very different states. So no, it's so difficult. But I want to say thank you all for whatever support I've had. And since I've also been a CEO for the Swedish Fashion Council for many years, and I've been chairman in also many years. So I think many times it's the people in the board that I mean they are your boss. So and also they challenge you a little bit with giving you strategies, and you should do something, and you feel like, shit, am I gonna be able to do this? So in that sense, I think lots of people have really helped me in moving forward. And maybe my husband has been my greatest supporter. And like your husband is probably taking care of your child now, he has actually helped me a lot. So I have been able to make a career, I have to say, and I'm very grateful for whatever life has given me. I think I've been blessed within the design world. So that's why I feel like sharing and giving back. Yeah.
Wow.
So, okay, there's another one for you.
I moved.
Oh, thank you. Oh, this is a tricky one. Why is it important to talk about design? Like we are doing now, for instance, we're having this very nice conversation. You're in Poland, I'm in Stockholm. The design week is a very good opportunity to meet and bring people together. So let's hope the COVID-19 to end soon.
Yes, for me it's about that we are all different, and it's very, very important that we know each other. We respect our lives, our goals, our aims, and as designers, we try to do some products for people. So we have to understand each other. So we have to meet. So we have to talk. So we have to be really, I don't know, honest and good for ourselves, like you said. Like for me, I have to be like good for myself, but I want to know you. I want to be honest, to be sensitive on your needs. And this, I think, is very important for us, like designers, but also like for in every profession, like for people, just to be close with each other. It's not easy. Not easy now, but somehow very important.
That is true. Okay, so you want to read me a question?
Yes.
The question is if there is something in the design field I really dislike. And it's a tricky one. It's not really something I dislike. I think it's nice in a way that this star designer, I really like Philip Stark, so there's nothing wrong with him. But there used to be like the mega stars of design. And I think actually the whole field of designers are equally important. So I think we're moving away from this star culture. Maybe that's good because it benefits a broader field of different types of designers. So in that sense, I can dislike some of the designers, not naming anyone, but the ones that are very pompous. And so I think being humble and try to help the young ones, or not young, but the newly graduated ones is maybe more. I think we have time for one more question, and I would really like you to have the last one. So I will pop your last one. Are you ready?
Okay. Yes, I'm ready.
And the question is quite funny. What have you practiced more than 10,000 hours?
Practice, I know what, two things. One, connecting with furniture is making small prototypes. I used to make it a lot, like really, really a lot. But also I have the biggest one, so my home looks sometimes like I don't know what, but a huge mess. But I used to make a lot of prototypes, and also I spent a lot of hours dancing to practice
of course, yeah.
To practice
Okay.
dance.
You should keep all these small prototypes, and then you could go abroad with all the prototypes. I was thinking now during COVID, it's been so difficult to get designers and doing exhibitions to travel. I was thinking many of the big the Salon in Milan couldn't take part. So maybe that's a good idea. You have like a miniature exhibition of all your prototypes.
I have a lot on my in my kitchen, like someplace.
Are they all in the same scale?
Excuse me.
Are they all in the same scale?
Now, yes, because I just have a few, not really a lot, but yes, I have like big one also.
Okay. I'm so happy I got to talk to you, and I really hope that next time we could meet, in person. So we'll see.
I would love to. I would love to.
Maybe this summer we'll have different conditions. So, but wishing you a warm welcome to Sweden for sure.
Thank you very much.
And I would like to say thank you so much. And it's a very good way of meeting people across the different countries and borders. And a big thank you to you, Patricia, from the Polish Cultural Institute for being such a good helper. So yes, goodbye and thank you.